How will the debts be settled, guys? That is what we need to address right now, okay? Jake Claver says something so good, I need you all to pay attention, all right? So many other countries right now are major holders of our U.S. Treasury bills, guys. That is simply debt that we have stacked up, okay? Piles of it, all right? And right now it's not being bought. They usually sell it on the secondary market, and right now it's not a sought out investment, okay? Nobody is buying them up. So guess what? Countries are forced to liquidate them because they're losing so much money, right? They're going to liquidate it. They're going to cash out, okay? But what is the issue? Once that happens, Jake is going to explain. There's going to be a crash, guys. There's going to be a crash. So how do we save the dollar? How do we settle these debts? I don't think the intention is to really settle the debts. I think more so is to kick the can down the road. But let's pay attention. Let's check out what Jake has to say here, guys.
I think there's going to be some type of event with oil that's going to cause the Bank of Japan to have to raise interest rates. And as soon as they do that again, you're going to see the reverse carry trade unwind at scale globally. So there's going to be pressure across the board on all asset classes. It's not going to matter. Equities, gold, bonds, treasuries.
Are they all going to drop?
Yes.
In a big way?
Yes. Because they're going to have to liquidate those positions to repay that debt. It's going to be a credit crisis. It'll be a global margin call is what it'll be. And when that happens, all those treasuries, Japan owns $1.6 trillion in U.S. debt. They're going to have to liquidate those positions. The only recourse that we're going to have is to pass stablecoin regulation here in the U.S., which just happens to be on the floor here of the Senate and the House to get passed through, the Genius Act. That will stabilize the debt market. They're estimating $2.3 trillion-ish of demand for treasuries to back stablecoins here in the U.S. So Bank of America, Citi, Goldman, all these large banks will issue stablecoins. You might get, Google and Amazon and Apple, because they have Apple Pay, Tesla, issue their own stablecoin for payment. And they'll have to back all that with the treasury. So we'll have the demand to stabilize the treasury market, which is great. We'll save the dollar. Unfortunately, with that, it's going to come with some implications for Tether. So I don't know if you're familiar with the number one stable coin for crypto, but they currently have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And the way that the bill is structured, you can't do that. You have to back it with only U.S. dollars or treasuries. And so they wouldn't be compliant, and they could freeze accounts across all these exchanges immediately. So there's going to be huge, chaos in the crypto market.
Theory, in my opinion. Yee. Hey.
Hey. Better pay attention.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you study this shit.
Yeah, this is all I work on.
And you've got hundreds of millions in it.
Yeah, we got 300 million under management.
So you're probably paying a little bit closer attention than other people. Well, isn't your 300 million going to be affected?
It could be, unless it plays out the way I think it's going to. And I think it'll be affected.
Some dice, dude.
I think it'll be affected in a good way. So you have spot ETFs for XRP that have been queued up. They're ready to go. We're just waiting on BlackRock to roll theirs out.
Who's we?
The people that own XRP.
So I'm waiting too?
Yeah, you're waiting too.
See, I didn't even know I was waiting. All right, now I know what I'm waiting on. Yeah. BlackRock, hurry up.
BlackRock will roll their ETF for XRP. The SEC will approve. They'll drop the case with Ripple.
I thought they did that already.
It's almost done. We're waiting. So there was some clerical errors somehow by people that have been paid, $500 million to fight this court case. I don't know why or how there's clerical errors if you're making that much money as an attorney. But the judge, pointed those out on the last ruling, and the SEC is going to have one more retort here, where I think they're going to have to fall on the sword to give Ripple's ability to sell to institutions back here in the U.S., which will be a really big benefit if this is adopted in this capacity to help the U.S. prosper moving forward instead of inhibiting blockchain's ability.
Well, you see the CEO of